Well, hello everyone. Sorry for not seeing everybody on time today. Yeah, I have some situation was interrupt, so I was late. But here I want to record the video so that everybody can view um, this week's material. So here I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with you guys. Okay, from here you can see the Google page, and we're going to explore the Gapminder. Gapminder become more and more well known in the past 10 years, and so I think it's a very good tool to familiar with. So you can go ahead and type the Gapminder world, and that will be the tool show up here. And the same link provided in the Blackboard this week, so you can access the link from Blackboard as well. So when you go into the Gapminder, you will be able to see this chart. And a very interesting and useful tool for Gapminder is that you can see the change of patterns over time. And then here is the bubble map, and you can see that there are many different colors of bubble shows on the screen. And what each bubble represent is a country, and the color is based on the different regions. So on the right hand side, you can see that there are green, there are blue, there are red, yellow, and so forth. And that's representing the different region. And when you move your cursor to each of the bubble, you can see the country. So why some bubble are big and why some are small, that is because these bubble also representing the population. So you can see that China has a very large population, and it has the red bubble that shows in Asia region and then representing its population. And for this one is the United States. So it's very interesting and very graphical when you reviewing, this chart, and you can see the different color, different bubble at the different position. And for each of the position, from the chart, you can see that on the left-hand side, this the y-axis shows life expectancy, which means the length of time people live. And at the bottom is the income level. If you want to look at other information, you can simply click, this arrow, and then it will show you a lot of available data, such as, in terms of a communication, in terms of a child mortality, in terms of like a babies per woman, which is fertility rates, or the health information. Let's take a look at the health information. What do we have here? When you click each of the tab, you can see there are many additional information. Gapminder collect, the data from various institutions. So it is not totally identical or parallel to the census. However, it does provide us variety of information because all of you know when you filled out the data are limited. Okay, so it's not like you can get every information from census. For example, like health data. Okay, so health data like how many people have HIV, or like a sexuality issue, or like infrastructure, that type of information, economy, em employment rate, and all that. So a lot of a more detailed socioeconomic information are not available for census. Why? Because census um, is doing, census was conducted every 10 years, And then the reason why we have to do it every 10 years is because it costs a lot of money to do the survey for every individual in the United States. So Gapminder or other secondary data become very helpful because it provides us more aspect of the information. So, okay, here let me use the income and life expectancy as an example and to show you we can um, how we can use this data. Um, if you move down a little bit, you know that other than this bubble map, you can also use a different type of figure, such as the age pyramid or a more like a graphic or geographic chart, like a map, or you can see the trends across different country, or you can look at the ranking. So you will explore each one of them later by yourself, but in in the class, I'm going to show you just this bubble charts. And then you will have to be familiar with how to use this tool for this week's discussion. So, okay, on the right-hand side, you can select your color tone based on the world region or based on different indicator. But here I want to just keep the world vision, for easy explanation. At the bottom, you can select the countries. So it has all of the country in the world. So the thing is, some country they may not have sufficient enough data available. So, for example, some of the African country they may not have a certain years of a data, but overall you can still see the pattern. So, say if I wanted, without selecting any country, you can see how the population and income level and life expectancy had changed over time for all of the country based on these bubble charts. So at the bottom, you can see this play icon. When you click play, it will show you from the past to now. On the right hand side, there is a little line here that basically is telling you how fast you want this video to show. So let me do it slowly. So I'm gonna move this down a little bit. So I'll play a little slowly. And in the background of this bubble chart is 2020, which means that's the most recent, right? That's the last year. If you move to the back, you can see that when I move this dot, it will show the year, and that will be identical to the background year. So you can select the year you want by looking at the background. So this is the data for 1974. So in 1974, okay, let me move, be precise. Okay, in 1974, you can see that China population is not that big, and their average income is $892, and their life expectancy is only 64 years old. But if you look at the United States, that's here. The average income level for United States is 26.2K, and their life expectancy is 72 years old. So if we play this video, play this chart and tendency from 1974, I click play, you can see that all these bubbles are changing its position. Now it's 1985, 1987, 1990, and you can stop anytime. So 1998, okay, 1998, after 20 years, you can see that China already moved to $3,210 of income level in 1998. and their life expectancy have increased to 71 years old. And if I keep playing, well, United States basically remained pretty much the same. Their income level doubled, okay, over the last 20 years, and their life expectancy also increased from 71 to 76. And if we keep playing, after 10 years to 2010, okay, or 2011, we can move back a little bit. So when it's 2010, China's income level is $9,500, and then their life expectancy is 75. Until 2020, you can see that China catch up very fast. So no wonder that we're now concerned about the progress of China, and then whether or not they can lead the whole world. So that's why from this data you can see a lot of changes in how fast that change. And another big circle is India. Okay, you can see India's change very soon as well. So if you want to just limit it to certain country, not the whole world, because maybe so many countries, so many bubble that block your eyes. So one way you can do is by just select countries from different region. So here we can do several of them that we are familiar with, like China. We can select India. This is Iran. I'll just go ahead here. So India, and then United States, and maybe some European countries such as Italy, African country like Egypt, Australia, one more European country, maybe Germany, African country, maybe Nigeria. Okay, I'll just randomly select a couple countries. So here, when you click each of the country, you can see the dots in 2020. But if you move back to like 1840, you can see that some dots are kind of clumping together and hard to read. So for example, like 1800s, you can see that, they're so close to each other. So one way you can do is to move, this label away so that it just help you a little easier to read. So you know that, okay, these light green dot is United States in 1800s, and then this is Egypt, this is Italy, in yellow, Germany, in yellow, Nigeria. Okay, you can see that Nigeria and India are overlapped, so that you will have to move the cursor when you read the information. You need these tools when you are doing your assignment and your discussion, because you need to specifically point at that dot, be able to read the clear information. So you'll have to play around, get familiar with the tool. Okay, so in 1800, it's like this. And then now we can go ahead and play the video and see how that changed. And I can move this a little faster. If I move a little faster to very fast. And you can see how that play. And they will keep the track. They will trace all of the dot, from 1800 or earlier until the most recent. so that you can see the patterns of how the population change for these country over time, income level over time, and life expectancy. So, this chart actually, to me, is stunning because you can see not only the changes, but you can see the path, how fast um, China catch up to the US. Okay, if you study the pattern comparison of developed country and developing country, and then that will be a very good data and sources to persuade your plan. So okay, here is the idea of how to explore the data. On the top, there are 4 different income level, but not only the life expectancy and income. I want you um, to try out different information. So, for example, like in terms of environment, in terms of fertility. So, for example, let me use a baby per woman, and I want to go back to 1800s, and this time, well, we will explore exactly the same country, and then we'll see how that changed. So you can see, compare with the income level and fertility rate, we know that the higher the income level, the lower the fertility rate. That is the demographic hypothesis for fertility. So, so if you take a look at the changes from 1800s, and you will see that the income level of United States are pretty much the same in 1800s, and China is still, at the very bottom parts of the income level, but their fertility rates are um, not the same. What U.S. is dropping down in 1900s, but China is still very high. So that is the reason why they want to have a one-child policy. And when you move to 19, oops, 1970s, 1976, 1974, let me see. 1974 is when China's one-child policy start. So you can see that at that time, China's fertility is around 5-6 children per woman, and US is about 2 per woman. So that's why the overall population of China is much higher than most of the country in the world. And they notice that these big population take away too much of the food. The growth of a human population is way beyond the food production. So that's why they decided, the Chinese government decided to have one child policy. So after that, you can see that their fertility dropped down gradually to a great deal until 2020. So here now, China's fertility rates in 2020 dropped down to 2.2. That's about the same level, similar level. US is 1.89. So that will be the fertility trend for these six or seven countries that we selected. So that's pretty much the information I want to show you today, but sorry to miss the time. So I want you to take a look at this tool and explore other information and Let's see how you can come up with in the discussion topic. I will release the discussion topic later tonight because I still have a few more information I want to confirm before I release the assignment to you guys. If you have any question, feel free to email me. Okay, bye-bye.